Okay, welcome again. Joining me this morning to look at what the papers are saying is Engineer Tony Anebwe. Engineer Tony Anebwe is a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. Good morning, Danambara. Alan.
Okay, it's good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
All right, as usual, we're going to start from our website this morning to look at the stories that are making the round. The first one there says, Anambra State Government awards scholarship to CHAN best candidates, Mr. Nkechinyere Ume. And then Mr. Soludo to induct 200 teachers into healthy living with Nonye Soludo today. Anambra State Government increases tempo of road construction in Oka. Okay, these are many more other stories making the round from our website this morning, www.Anambra Broadcasting Service, Oka. Yes, scholarship. Anambra State made it to the best candidate in the whole of this country. The young girl from Newi, what they call school, is this girl secondary school, Newi or whatever. And then that's Nkechinyere Ume. Putting us at the limelight where we used to be, heading in education and other areas of the economy anyway. So, Tony, what have you to say about this?
Yeah, it's a very good one. This news clip is very, very interesting. On two sides, I want to look at it from two sides. Now, one of the points I want to look at is, of course, first of all, is the government recognition to hard work. Hard work. It's good to give recognition to people that perform feats like this. It's good to recognize them, compensate them, make our young people understand that hard work pays, because sometimes in Africa, na social media na bukale kedefa big brother and kewan people make big money for almost doing nothing, okay? But in this particular incident where somebody did something academically marvelous, in fact, let us start recommending or recognizing people that have actually put in something. Then on the other side, I want to also look at it, which maybe somehow is the importance, or rather, these people that actually, not just in Anambra, some of these youths that actually performed creditably well in their academics, in their exam this period, came from public school. They're in public school. I don't know any of them that come from this private school. It's going to show us something, that public school is still a place to reckon with. Not when people go to pay millions and millions of naira in private school, yet academically they come out with nothing. So this is to show us that if little attention is given to public schools, they will do more than what we are seeing today. So I want to thank the state government first for giving this recognition to this young girl. And I'm also asking the state governments to also put in more in area of making the public school attractive, both in employment of teachers and in infrastructural development, so that more of these things will be coming from there. Because I know
the state government is on top of the game.
Yes.
Looking at the number of teachers that we employed recently, the 5,000 teachers, and another number of good number of them still coming up very soon. So thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, yes, and another story of interest we have here is Mrs. Soludo to induct 200 teachers into healthy living with Nonye Soludo. That's always been, I think it's not just the teachers. That's, okay, maybe it starts with the teachers and then extend to every other aspect. Most of us women don't really take care of ourselves when it comes to healthy living. You don't go on a workout, you don't go to gym, you don't do anything, you just stay home, make children, make food, make house, make everything while the men are there taking care of their health. Tony, you're smiling.
I'm really smiling because actually healthy living is a very important aspect of our life, and everybody, not just women, men, the more active you become, the more firm, the more healthy you live, okay? Healthy living, personal hygiene, physical exercise, like you said, workout. At times you can do some of these things even in your house, in your home. I know you can do as long as you want, even in your bedroom. You can jog in your room. Wake up in the morning, take even, there's one they call skipping rope skipping. You can do it in your room, okay? Your bedroom, in your parlor, in your balcony.
Sometimes it's more enjoyable.
Well, I mean, if
are more encouraging.
so that
because you do it in the room. Na email bele that happen na room, na bed.
People that will encourage you to do more. Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
So it's good. It's a kudos to the wife of the governor. Let's start with the teachers, so that it's not just sitting in the classroom.
Okay, Anambra State government increases temporary road construction in Oka. Okay, yes. Where did I go yesterday? There's a street that I went to inside Oka, is Majo or whatever they call it, and then I said, look at how people are enjoying here. Well constructed gutter to gutter road inside the villages. You know, it was just a good one. And then I think the state government has virtually turned Anambra State to a construction site. Tony,
in fact, I don't know how to say it. I don't know, because this first 1 year in office has really shown Anambra State how to be a governor. Okay? In Oka here, it seems we are now beginning to feel that we have government. Because I can tell categorically clear that people are happy. I remember, let's look at this small, I don't know what I would call it, just 20 feet portion of Aroma Junction. Which for many years, almost all through the last government term, that place was so bad, to the point that the communities have sometimes gathered themselves together, raised money, and came and used concrete to make some repair there. And after, when the rain came, it washed them off. But right now, go there and see what the government has done. Very, very nice.
Okay, the other side of Aroma.
Yeah, opposite McDonald's.
Very horrible.
Very clean. People are so happy. And in so many other aspects of our road, I know that work is going on in Unity Junction to Isu area. And that is one of the things, because I've been asking, why is it that our government don't even look at building dual carriageway inside our towns? Okay, in that road, I'm sure that after the construction of that road, that place will have a new look. So I'm very, very happy, and I'm sure Anambrarians are happy with what this government is doing, what Soludo is doing on our roads. Not just within the hinterland. Let the state capital be given a facelift, for crying out aloud. Okay. When you stand at Udoka Hill, look into Oka, you see a very nice something to look at. But when you come down, you start looking for roads. So road is the most important aspect of city. Road, because that's what even everybody see. We have streets, we have lanes, we have avenues. None of them is built, is constructed. So I think what we are seeing now is the right step in the right direction.
And the tip of the iceberg.
And very, very tip of the iceberg. We are just beginning.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's look at the papers, please. The first paper this morning is the Daily Sun newspaper. And on the front page of the Daily Sun newspaper, Buhari's S8 reviews fuel subsidy secret. And then says, ex-president delayed its removal to help APC win presidential election. Beside the name templates, NIA STG fights back, open can of worms. And down here I have this one. Tinubu will secure every inch of Nigeria. This is coming from Ribadu. Okay. I think it's the special advisor on security. That's Nuhu Ribadu. Okay, federal government wants security agencies against use of torture, cruel treatment of detainees. Well, for want of time, let's look at the banner headlines as we go. We don't have much time today. New National Star, Malami, MPA, MD, Koko, allegedly involved in 57 billion naira contract scam. This is coming from the New National Star front page. Malami, MPA, MD, Koko, allegedly involved in 57 billion naira contract scam. Okay, let's look at the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper. Senate's minority leader, PDP Atiku, set to clash with G5 over Tambuwal. And then he has some riders there. Atiku, a party man who back PDP choice, says AIDS is minority leader. It says aid as minority leader emerges July 1st, okay? And then G5 backing Jaribe, Autumn's Age, insists. Lawmakers want PDP on Sokoto as governor. Okay, and then the new Daily Independent, NLC warns federal government against planned electricity tariff hike. Says it's insensitive, callous, highly combative, and then asks federal government to shave tariff hike for collective safety. Down here, Naira devaluation, measures, acquisition looming as banks now undercapitalized. Undercapitalized, we're in trouble. Okay, the Guardian newspaper, Muslim faithful groan as subsidy removal squeezes family budgets. And then the Daily Post, unease in federal government agencies as managements fear sack. Unease in federal government agencies as management fear sack. With some riders there, some chief executives relocate to Abuja to lobby, and then emphasis should be on competence. You don't want to lose your job, but you're making life difficult for people. Electricity tariff hike will worsen plight of Nigerians. This is coming from a group. Okay, as we look at the banner headlines here, you might really, at the end of the day, pick papers to get details of all these and many more. Yeah, Tony. I don't think we'll have much to say about this, but let's take a look at it. Buhari's age reveals fuel subsidy. Of course, we know they started with the last regime. They have said several times that they were going to remove a subsidy, and then this one just came in on the very first day of swearing in. He raised the Monday hammer and released it on the heads of Nigerians.
You see, this issue of fuel subsidy, so much has been said about it. So many people have come out to even say there's nothing like fuel subsidy. Okay, and I know, and I could still remember that when the past government was about to, or rather was campaigning, the APC was campaigning by the time Jonathan was in office, they were saying that there was nothing like fuel subsidy. Now, incidentally, when they were sworn in, we started hearing fuel subsidy here. So until recently, what we are hearing again is that they wanted to remove it, but shelved it so that the pain will not make Nigerians vote against them. That's what they mean, because
did Nigeria vote APC?
By what we have in the government now, it means we voted until we have another yes, okay? What we so by the implication, like what they are saying, is that the past government didn't want to introduce it so that people will not vote against the government. So now we are now inside that government. They can now do anything. I don't know what that means. So they have now removed it, as they say, in parentheses, removed it. So the secrets are no secret. There are so many secrets about this fuel subsidy. As far as I'm concerned, let's just do away with that fuel subsidy issue. If they have agreed, they have removed it, let it remain like that. Let us now start looking at cushioning it, so that let us not start hearing of fuel subsidy again.
You
okay?
know, my only argument about this fuel subsidy is that the removal of the fuel subsidy should lead to deregulation. And in deregulation, you don't pick prices. That is where I have concern about this subsidy. But just like you said, let's leave it lie low. Let's move on. Malami, NPA MD. NPA is Nigerian Post Authority. Coke allegedly involved in 57 billion naira. I don't even know where to start talking again. They shouldn't give us
this number,
this depression, this number, because it's giving us depression.
57 billion.
Oh, there's where you don't have 5,000 to fill your
I'm
car.
telling you.
And that way going billions. Okay, Senate minority PDP Atiku said to clash. Okay, what is going on in the in PDP? The G5. I heard that the leader of the G5 is opting for to join APC. Okay, and then why are they still, concerned about what's going on in PDP? Who becomes what?
See, this Nigerian political terrain is very muddy, very, very muddy. Most times, what you hear there, most times I don't even like to engage so much in discussing what they do, because they only speak from the side of the mouth that is buttered. So why they leave, according to you, why they move into another party, they are looking at the other side, minority leader who becomes this or who becomes that. And to me, this issue shouldn't even bother Nigerians. Nigerians are interested in how to feed today. There is hunger in the land. There is anguish. I'm talking about this electricity tariff. This morning I saw a write-up from, I think either it is, I don't know, but AEDC. I don't know whether it is Abuja Electricity Distribution Company was saying that they have no instruction to increase any electricity tariff by July this year. I don't know.
They had no instruction. I've not seen that story, because before now they were saying, okay, that story actually is the banner headline of the Daily Independent. NLC warns federal government against planned electricity tariff hike. Yes. It's been there. They said they're going to increase it in May. Yesterday they were giving us excuses why they must do that. That is because of the removal of the fuel subsidy, that now they find it has affected their operations, and there's no way they can continue with the level where they are if they must meet up. I mean, that kind of a thing. So why, and I of course have not seen that one, but for what is ongoing now, NLC is warning the federal government against it. Talking about NLC warning, they want that gets subsidy. So what did they do? The subsidy has been removed and the price tag is still there, and now they are warning against tariff. If they increase the tariff, what will NLC do?
What will NLC do? This is the issue. I don't know. I don't know. When I say I've lost interest in that body, so people will think that there is something else. NLC had always won and won and won. At the end of the day, you don't even see what finally they have done. You see, look at, like I told you, this thing was said to have been signed by the management. Okay? Public service announcement. Please disregard the communication circulating in the social media regarding the review of electricity tariff. Be informed that no approval for such increment has been received. We regret any inconvenience. AEDC. I don't know whether it can be taken for.
I don't think this is authentic.
So, but the point is that
they gave us a date. They said that starting 1st July. Yes. They mentioned Abuja, Lagos, and so. I mean, I think about 4 states are taking. Enugu has not said anything anyway.
Enugu has not said. So NLC telling us they are warning. The subsidy, what they are warning amount to. Up to today, we have not seen the hand of NLC on it. In fact, I don't know why Nigerians have gotten to the point where we continue to move back, until we break the wall with our back.
And the NLC becoming the toothless bulldog by the day.
NLC becoming non-existent. It's not even becoming because if it's a toothless bulldog, it means it's there. I don't see the NLC anywhere.
Okay. We move on now. Let's look at the merger. The mergers, that's what's going on in Naira devaluation. Mergers acquisition looming as banks now undercapitalized. Yesterday we looked at the devaluation and we are asking why must Naira be devaluated, and who is calling the shots? Okay, because sometimes some of these policies is just maybe to take care of one single person, okay, or an entity. And then you don't care how it feels to the general, population. And now we know what usually happens when you talk of capitalization. They're talking of devaluation and capitalization at the same time, whereby so many banks would now be acquired. If you are weak enough that you can't stand the pressure of the capitalization, you get acquired. okay, and a whole lot of things. Then how does it tell on our economy, and how does it reflect in the life of the common man on the street? You don't bother. Tony.
The issue in banking, I want to take it to the doorstep of the CBN. You understand? The CBN ought to be checking the banks, ought to be the monitor of banks' activities. In recent incidents of what I call it, change of Naira color and the rest of them,
I
saw a very serious gap between CBN and the banks. CBN will be saying another thing, banks will be doing another thing. Who is really in charge in banking sector? Okay? Who is really in charge? Who is really directing the banks on what to do? Because at the last count, like I said, CBN will tell us they've released so and so amount of money to the banks to distribute to people. You go to the banks tell you the CBN didn't give us any money to give to people. So I don't know really who is calling the shots in the banking.
I thought we were actually going to tell us talk about their autonomy, whereby they said, what is the name of that young man? MFLE said that, is he a young man? Okay.
How can banks be autonomous now?
No, what he was trying to say that they have sole responsibility of saying which currency is authentic and which is not. Okay, I think that was the issue we discussed during the change of the Naira thing, that the federal government or the House, or the Senate or the Governor's Forum or whatever, the people that were intervening, that nobody has any right to tell us tell them what to do.
Tell the bank or tell CBN.
CBN.
Good.
No, CBN, that they have sole responsibility of manning the Apex Bank and then determining what goes on in the commercial banks. Okay. And now we don't know who is calling the shot again. That's why we're asking. Is it the CBN or the federal government, or is it coming from the outside, or is it the what do you call it, what currency issue that I don't know.
What really happened between this change of color or change whatever you call it was that banks operated like if they themselves are autonomous.
Tony said it's change of color.
Change of color now. What else? They just painted the blue on the surface of Naira. Today, we are no longer seeing the money again.
I see. So, okay, Muslim faithful grown as subsidy removal squeezes family budgets. And just yesterday, we looked at the stories of what came out from the Hajj in Saudi Arabia, where they are, the number of people that died, and then thousands or hundreds of people that were being treated in the hospital, just Nigerians. And we started asking, what happened? Did they go there hungry or whatever? Maybe because of the situation of this in Nigeria, because it was just Nigerian reports that so many people, this number of people died, and a whole lot of them. And now today we are looking at the Muslims faithful are groaning because of the subsidy removal. Are they the only people groaning?
Good.
We can't eat in our families. We can't feed the family again. What you spend to take care of a family in a week is now ×3 or ×4, depending on your strength. Okay? So if you have been spending 10,000 a week in your family, you spend 40,000 now. And then we are being underfed too, because a lot of things are going away from the food now. You don't think of egg, you don't think of a whole lot of things. Tony.
Government is meant to help people to live a life that they will enjoy. Okay? What we are seeing today in Nigeria is a situation where it appears government is at war with the people. Every day you wake up, you hear one news that makes people shrink further down. Nothing to encourage you. You see? If you leave Naira decoloration, you enter fuel subsidy, you get into electricity tariff. From there, you get into banning of this.
Naira devaluation.
This and that, Naira devaluation. A lot of things. My question is government at war with the masses?
I don't know.
This is the one thing we have to, those in the corridor of power, those that are policy makers, those that are policy executors and implementers should ask themselves, is it not your responsibility to sit down and design programs and policy that will make people happy?
Okay, maybe
that's just one thing we have not seen in this country.
By tomorrow, we'll answer that question. Okay, but for now, I think we are rounding off because we are completely out of time. I'd like to thank you very much, Tony, Engineer Tony Anebwe, a public affairs analyst. Thank you very much for joining me this morning.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, viewers, listeners.
Okay, and then for those of you that joined from home, thank you. Do stand by as we bring another round of the program that we have packaged for your viewing pleasure this morning. My name is Ijoma.